Welcome to the virtual lunch. Today is Wednesday, September 16th, and this is virtual lunch number 133. Colin Levy is joining us today, and we are privileged to have him.
I, for most of my career, have worked in-house in a range of different companies. Perhaps most pertinent to this conversation, I was laid off from a role back in May and then found a new job that I have been at now for a little over a month and a half with a cybersecurity company called Lookout. We make an app that is installed on a phone or mobile device, help protect it against corporate intrusion, hacking, things along those lines. There's also a consumer version, and we also make a app that can be installed within an app to protect the bigger app from similar hacking things. So it's a interesting business to be in, a lot to learn, and my onboarding was all remote, but it worked out really well. I wanted to write the post so that it was less about the fact that, hey, I lost my job, I'm looking for a new job, but more, hey, I've searched for a job before, here's how I found a job before, and here's what I'm going to be doing to find a new job. Happy to see what others have to say about that. And that was really the intent with that post. And in general, with any post that I do, I tend to stay focused on less about me and more about what I can help others learn and what others can teach me. That's really what my intent is. And there definitely was a bit of a concern, but I also thought, all right, if there ever was a time to post about a job search so publicly, it probably would be during this kind of time because A, it's probably not that unusual, unfortunately, for a lot of folks. And B, it's just, that type of year and environment where everyone is just trying to make their way through this. And so I felt that I had a robust and enough community to support my effort. And so I went ahead and did it. I did not expect that response. I did expect a few comments and some supportive likes, but the response, frankly, was overwhelming and far exceeded any expectations I had. And it meant a lot to me because I think it showed you can get support from so many different places, and it really was just powerful and meaningful for me, but I was grateful for it. So I did get a couple small opportunities out of the post, little bits of work here and there. I totally agree that you do have to knock on a lot of doors to get a few opportunities, but that's why you just persevere and maintain a level of tenaciousness. The opportunity that I was able to take advantage of with Lookout, frankly, came out of the blue. I just applied for it and managed to land the job. I enjoy interviewing. I view it as sort of a two-way street. I don't regard it as kind of just an evaluation of whether you're good or not. It's more a matter of just people getting to know you and you trying to get to know them. So I view it more along the lines of kind of a networking opportunity, less of, oh my God, I really want the job. I better be on my A game. Obviously, I do want to express that and be that way, but at the same time, it's really a two-way discussion, and that's how I approach it. I don't think any of the opportunities that I would have gotten through applying cold would have resulted the way they had I not been hustling in general, just putting myself out there and networking, because I don't think any of that effort is wasted whatsoever. I developed more connections. I built stronger connections with folks I already had been with. And all of that is good for the present, is good for the future. What you put out there is what you get back. It will happen. It probably won't happen the way you want, won't happen as fast as you want, because nothing ever does. But at the same time, it will. And it takes a lot of work, frankly, and a lot of energy. It's ups and downs. Sometimes you have a bunch of irons in the fire, and then sometimes they all go out, and then you're kind of left thinking, well, what was that all about? So it definitely is a journey. I am someone who has myself struggled with anxiety and depression issues. So job searches do take a lot out of me. However, I've been able to, I think, maintain a degree of control over the anxiousness and over the emotions because of the fact that I know that you've been in the situation before. It's worked before. It will work again. You have to keep at it. And also, quite frankly, I have a really good support system, family, friends. Oftentimes, a lot of the job search is out of your control. You only control a small piece of the job search. For me, I really took advantage of the fact that I was having success with social media for these types of purposes. And so just figured, all right, well, I have these tools at my disposal. I know how to use them. They're the best tools I have right now because I can't go out and meet with people. Every platform is different and everyone's trying to figure out the algorithms, and it's just it's a challenge. So I really put a lot of effort in trying to figure out the algorithms. Not really, no. because it's more about me just doing what I do, what's worked for me, and keeping on. The audience building part happened really organically. It wasn't intentionally saying, hey, you should follow me. I want you to, listen to what I have to say. It's more a matter of posting things and then also responding to comments that people made about what I had to say. I think that kind of responding back to people and encouraging a discussion helped really build up the audience. In fact, I've done contract opportunities before. When I first graduated from law school, I did a lot of contract opportunities. Certainly that did come up. And in fact, I was even considering a few at the time when I was also pursuing this opportunity I have now. So I think that is definitely something that should be considered and shouldn't be dismissed. I also think it's important to keep in mind kind of what that offers you. If it's offering you useful skills you can build upon and decent pay and the types of things that can help build your career, go for it. But again, it depends on what your circumstances are and what your needs are. I still really do love working in-house and working on the front line. So that's why I went with the role that I did. Had people approach me about other types of things? Absolutely. And certainly there was a little voice in my head saying, are you sure this is the direction you want to go, in the same direction you've been going in before? I said to myself, yes, this is, because I've been successful at it and I want to continue building up my experience because I'm still relatively young and, have a good career ahead of me. So I really didn't want to completely do a U-turn or make a sharp turn right at that moment. When you're looking for a job, especially in an environment like this where there's so much uncertainty, there is a tendency to feel somewhat desperate, or why is this person not getting back to me? Oh my gosh, what is going on here? You have to have more patience than you would otherwise probably expect or desire to have in this kind of environment, because things are so unpredictable and things often move far slower than they otherwise might be. And don't be too pushy. I mean, granted, if you haven't heard from someone in, say, 2 weeks, I don't think it hurts to send an email or what have you. But when it comes to just simply looking for a job, don't just rely on the job boards that exist out there. They're often contain the same jobs over and over again, repost old jobs, talk to more people, do a little more digging to find those hidden doors that can offer potential opportunities. And also maintain a degree of openness to opportunities. You may hear about something and why on earth would I want to take that? That just doesn't make any sense. But then as you learn more about it, you realize, actually, this might be interesting for me because of X, Y, or Z. So, you want to approach things with an open mind and a healthy degree of inquisitiveness to get enough information to be able to inform yourself as to how best to move forward. It was a little strange to be onboarded remotely, but they did a really great job with giving me the materials I needed to become comfortable with and affording me the time to be able to get used to how things work, and also setting me up with meetings with folks who I would ordinarily see in the office and be dealing with. That was perhaps the most important thing that they did that was really helpful for me. I definitely did my best to respond to comments on my post when I lost my job and when I found one, and also with folks who I had connected with in the intervening period. And I think that's very important because you want to maintain connections with folks, because you may never know when you may need their help again, or they may need your help. And you always want to be supportive and recognize the fact that relationships with people are amorphous, two-way streets, and you really want to have a give and take and really be there for other people as they've been for you. When people post things on LinkedIn or other social media about needing help or needing support or whatever, I always try my best to comment and reach out and offer support. That's one way I really want to pay it forward. Also, I think expressing gratitude. Just saying you're thankful for the support, the kind words, what have you. One, if I'm reaching out to someone that I don't know and want to talk with them, I often will make sure that I have something substantive to say to them beyond just simply, hey, I want to talk to you. More like, well, I've been following you for some time. I know that you do work in this area. I think you've done some tremendous work, specifically with respect to some specific thing. Say, I'd be open to having a chat if you would like to, and leaving it at that. If it's someone who's helped you in the past and you haven't connected with them in a little while and you want to reconnect, taking that similar approach, saying, I just want to see how you were doing. I see you're doing this. Would love to just chat and catch up. Do I keep myself to a schedule? Sometimes yes, but sometimes if I'm just feeling particularly inspired, I'll just post something. And oftentimes those posts get a bigger response than the ones that I'm planning on posting anyway.
Colin Levy, everybody. Fantastic.